Profanity Nation.
Yeah, it's the new era of man for some old school fans with a new school brand. We got money on the mic with the plan in hand. And Stat Pat to his left, they go hand in hand. And to the right, we got Simpster, he putting it down. It's the Profanity Nation, we running the town. Yeah,
It's the Profanity Nation.
Profanity Nation.
Welcome to the Profanity Nation, voice the professional fan. We are here every Tuesday night as usual. I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to introduce my co-host, Mr. Money Mike, coming in hot.
Yeah, I'm coming in hot. Hey, I'm good. Wait, look, I saw for the first time a Bronny James game. It was on Channel 11. The TV was on. USC came. I got to see Bronny James start.
The whole game.
I saw the whole game. I saw his whole performance.
And you're going to fill us in a second.
And I'm going to fill y'all in.
All right, perfect.
He looked a lot like his daddy. Say
that. Deal. I don't know if that's good or bad. Stat Pat, how you doing?
Good, man. We are here on another fine Tuesday.
Another fine Tuesday. This is the Tuesday for the LA hallway series, we call it, I guess.
Yeah.
Right now, as this episode's coming out, Lakers are just about finishing up with their game against the Clippers. Battle for LA. Lakers 22-22. The Clippers 27-14. Clippers have definitely caught fire. They started out a little slow with James Harden, but they've definitely gained speed. They definitely got some momentum. Lakers sputtering. What's your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, there's no James, so I mean, it's almost as if they lose, it's kind of like, haha, but
whatever.
We were not full strength, like that kind of thing.
Do you think that was on purpose?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? When it comes to us, but I think we just got a lot of work to do tonight, trying to get this win.
Hey, what if they win though? What if Lakers have a good?
That means people don't want to get traded.
That means people are playing for their Laker lives.
People are playing for their lives this year, right now. So they're playing for their Laker lives.
That's what that means, exactly.
So indispensable.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
Because we saw D'Angelo, they speculating that he was crying on the sideline like he knew something.
He was not, dude.
But, he said at practice that he wasn't tripping off that, real men don't cry, whatever he said.
It's crazy he even have to address it.
What, do they have allergies or something?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But how many 30-point games have we had?
Well, he played pretty well. Yeah.
Since those rumors have been coming out.
Yeah. He has played much better. I think he's up like 10 points a game or something since the trade rumors have started, guys. Okay, so win or lose this game, it doesn't matter. We know that it's just another game. But
it kind of isn't just another game. We need as many wins as we possibly need. Like we're literally playing 500 ball, right?
Yes.
So I think Clippers is win or lose because they. They actually are in the playoffs right now. We are fighting for a position. For us, we need the game because we need a win more so than we need the game because we're playing the Clippers. That's what I would say.
Yeah, we do. I mean, like you said, every win counts. But
doesn't matter until we get to All-Star.
Yeah, I want us to maintain and see if we can. And then I think after the trade deadline, either we trade some people or we don't. But I think then the team will feel settled. Because it's not the constant rumors that are always, making people.
That's just part of the game. Every year we hear, a player's affected by the. You know what?
But it's always our year. That's what it's like. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't ever hear like San Antonio Spurs are always in the talks when it comes to trade deadlines. Like Lakers are always running.
Because the Lakers are the pawn team that agents use as leverage to get their player to the actual team they want. They go, well, we're talking to the Lakers, and they let that slip so that Miami starts kicking ass to get that player, whatever it might be. Of course, it's a game. But, yeah, the Lakers are always a loser on the loser end of that. But as we head closer here, as we're approaching that trade deadline, All-Star game and so forth, does there seem to be any – I know the rumors about D'Lo, but are you hearing or feeling any momentum towards any one player or so that might be traded?
One thing I kind of we kind of know when it comes to Pelinka, if we know it, if it's out there in the world,
that's probably not happening.
Probably not going to be what we're going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The last time we knew something was coming down like the worst kept secret was probably Anthony Davis. But that was only because we had to wait a whole year.
Early, yeah.
We had to wait a year. But we were going to get him. I mean, that was going to happen. We were talking to him, and then we had to wait the year because they were going to play hardball. But other than that, anything that we've done, we didn't know we were getting Hachimura. We didn't know we were getting D'Lo. We didn't know we were getting Vanderbilt. We didn't know we were getting any of these players. We don't think we even knew that we were getting Russell Westbrook. I mean, until
it was like, everyone's like,
wait a minute, we got
what just
Russell
happened?
Westbrook.
What?
Yeah. So I think if we know it, if it's out there in the universe, chances are that is not going to be the player we get. It's probably we're diverting our attention somewhere else.
Money Mike, I agree with that. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we historically, anytime there is, we're going to get somebody. There's a call made to, it could be Adam Silver, David Stern, somewhere
Someone
where
drops the dime.
they prevent like that from happening. What was that player? I think he had said it. I don't know if you remember that, Pat. It was back in the Kobe years. We were supposed to be getting somebody in. I think he had leaked it out like a day before, and it didn't happen. I can't think of it.
Wait, back in the day, what year?
Yeah.
You talking about like in the Kobe Shaq era?
Yeah, like
Are you talking about Kendall Gill?
May have been, yeah. Where they it literally he announced it, or the player like announced
I think it was Kendall Gill.
and then it was like what?
So. And then all of a sudden, we don't get Kendall Gill.
Right.
We were supposed to have. I remember there was a Kendall Gill kind of like we were talking about.
Yeah.
The trade.
And the dude spoke too early, and obviously we know about the whole Chris Paul.
Let me ask you guys this, and either one can chime in. If there's no trades at the deadline, then what?
I mean, I think we got good chemistry. Like, this is the team that, quote unquote, we rolled with to the playoffs last year. On paper, we got better. I think if everybody plays their role, we can make noise. I don't think that necessarily is the issue.
What is?
Will to win. I would say that. I think the will to put effort in on every game to win is what I would say.
Okay,
it is without naming names.
I'm just going to put this out there. There's another show on the network, infanitytv.com, called "Said What I Said" with VJ Vernon Husky on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. His take, and you're going to love this. He thinks we should trade LeBron.
Yeah,
he thinks you should trade him. Another team would give above cost, I guess you could say, because of being able to get him and Bronny and just be able to sell that as a show. Thoughts on that? If that happened at the trade deadline, and because if it did, most likely you never get your money's worth. So you're going to take a step back at least, probably for the remainder of this season, and then turn whatever that is next season. Is that acceptable?
I mean, the only way you have to get a haul. Like you have to get a haul. Mm-hmm. The way they fleece the Lakers, if you trade LeBron James, you got to get by minimum 3 first-rounders unprotected. Like you cannot say top 3 protected. No, it's I'm putting your feet to the fire now. You want LeBron James, you're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna do 3 years of pick swaps. I need a player. I need a young player that's going to be comparable in his position. So if I'm going to take my small forward, I need your small forward. Like you're not going to be like I'm just going to do it.
I mean,
would I do it though?
The point of reference, even though it's not the same player, might be OKC and Clippers. Paul George. They got Gilchrist Alexander, awesome player, superstar in the making. 5 first-round picks, so forth and so on. And that's just.
Did you hear what Paul George said about that?
What did he say?
He said that he thought OKC got a better deal. Did you hear that?
He said both teams won.
He said both teams won, but they got a future MVP. So I mean, he recognized that. Yeah. He felt that was a good.
Yeah, they did.
They gave up a ton.
That's crazy. The fact that they. To be honest with you, like they didn't even need Paul George. Like I know they're cool and probably happy that they're playing together with each other.
But they needed it to sign Kawhi. That was it.
Well, yes, that was why. But if Kawhi was not so short-sighted, he had the dude in the house, and you would have been able to have more flexibility to get another person to come in on like some free agent, because Shy hit the ground running after he went to.
He
wasn't
was ready-
like
he was
had
ready to burst.
He was ready to go that year. So if you would have been ready to go then with Kawhi, then you could go ahead and start looking for different players that you can go with. But like I said, it worked out for the Clippers. The Clippers are formidable. It's just I think they just had some bad luck. Really. I mean, they're not. They're good on paper.
But let's be honest, Mike. If Paul George walks at some point here soon, which he has the right to do, they're in trouble.
Oh, they're toast.
They're toast.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a marketing nightmare, but it's a Clippers, so it's one of the things.
Is he up for a free agent this year? He's a free agent.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So
I mean, it won't be a money factor. Obama will pay.
Well, yeah.
So
It's
it's
just
not
do
gonna
they
be
want to be committed? I mean, where else you gonna go?
What else you have?
Where you gonna go? Where you
Yeah.
gonna go?
Yeah.
well, the thing about it
Where's
is,
he gonna go?
Where you gonna go?
see,
Well, I think maybe they're talking about like somewhere like the Bucks or something.
well, see, the thing,
Bucks are. I mean, either it's like something like that.
Yeah, they just fired
bona
their head
fide.
coach.
Yeah, right. They're crazy.
Yeah.
They were like what 30-13, and we got Darvin Ham running around 22-22, and he got immunity. Like so, it's like Jeannie. Are you really ready to win? How mad do you want it? This looks like a franchise that wants it. We do it the Laker way. That's what it feels like. We're doing things the Laker way.
Win or lose.
Win or lose, it doesn't matter. We're gonna ride with you. We're gonna give you Kobe 2 years, $50 million.
Yeah.
You just came off an Achilles. We don't care. We're gonna do right by you, Kobe.
You have to.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That
We're gonna
one
do
dude,
right by you.
he's like, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, you gotta do that, man.
Yeah, look,
I would have given him $100 million.
Yeah.
It would have been 2 years.
hey,
$100 million.
but you know what though? This is what I say though.
Especially with the way
The
it
Laker
worked
way
out.
was out the window once you hung up the banner. There's no more Laker way. The little tournament.
I might. I might agree with that a little.
It should be on the other side of the
Time will
stadium.
tell.
You're right.
It shouldn't be with the regular. It should be like I will hang it up for you, Mr.
NBA.
Silver.
Adam.
I would do this for you, but it's not going to go on the wall where the rest of the shit is. It's going over there on the other side way. And if you want to start a in-season tournament wall, it'll be over there. But the match, like you said, the minute it becomes illegitimate,
You integrate it with
is
the other.
when you put it there and it's like
waters it
on
down.
par. It waters it down. It waters all that other stuff down. Oh, how it used to be like, we don't hang Pacific Division banners. We hang championship banners. But you hung up that. You might as well put the Western Conference banners up there too while we're at it.
What's more of an accomplishment?
What?
Winning 4 out of 7 in the Western Conference against what is the second best team in the West considered, or going through a tournament and
It's a
beating
tournament.
Indiana with Halliburton?
Come
All right, what are we doing here?
I'm not impressed.
What are we
Not
doing here,
all.
guys?
Not impressed.
Okay. Are there any other teams? Anything else you're seeing, guys, in the NBA?
You know what? This is what I want to talk about.
Oh,
if
good.
y'all don't mind. So our guy Embiid, man, he scored 70
points.
Right. And he did it against San Antonio. Now look, I didn't watch the game, but I literally think I created my own storyline for that game. I feel like Embiid, the number 1 draft pick, the guy's 7'10", whatever the hell he is, he's actually playing pretty well. I feel like Embiid went in there to show that I don't care how big you are. I'm the real big man in the league, and he did that. But look, I looked at everything. Like, so he had 70 points, but do you know how many rebounds he had? He had 18 rebounds. He was working. Mm-hmm. He had 7 assists. He was working. It wasn't like it was top heavy. 18 rebounds is a hard thing to do regular, and you get 70 points.
Dude, he almost had a 70-20 game.
Man, right. I mean, dog. You know what I mean? And then look, I went on the other side, because I was being fair. I said, okay, what did Wemby do? Wemby scored 33 points.
Right.
So Wemby didn't have a bad game. Right. It just, he just got doubled by Embiid.
Wemby's come on against Embiid season. So.
Yeah, but my thing is, I think it was more of a statement game for Embiid, and I think he made a statement like, "Yo, this guy can't guard me." And that's what I love about what Embiid did was, the 70 points and 18 rebounds showed that he really put in work on both sides. So I don't know what you guys think about.
No, I'm glad you said that because to me it did give me a little bit more respect for Embiid. Earlier, I think 2 weeks ago, I think Embiid and Jokic went at each other, and I think if I'm not making a mistake, Embiid got the better of that matchup too.
Right.
It's almost like he's doing what we always kind of like wanted him to do. It's like if you're the big man, then you need to start playing like the big man. You need to start playing like the big dog that needs to guard the yard. You know what I'm saying? You need to go in there. And if you the biggest thing, you can't be flopping around like that. That's not going to get you no championship. You need to go ahead and you're going to go ahead and tell the heir apparent, okay, basically the face of the league now going forward with Wemby, how, look, it doesn't matter what Embiid does in his career, he's always going to remember that 70-point he got put on his head. It doesn't matter. You know, he can be dope. He got 5 championships.
And 2 MVPs.
He going to always say, but yeah, I remember one of my rookie season I had and played against
That was your
Embiid,
I'm in the NBA moment.
and he put 70 on me. I remember that. I used that as fuel. I knew whatever his hero arc is.
Yeah, I think
this is going to be in his. You can't do nothing about it. You got to wear that. That's part of you. 4 air balls is part of you.
Yeah,
it's you. You got 70 put on you.
Yeah.
You know that's part of you.
I think it's and I don't want to shout out another podcast, but there's another podcast that they do that. They say, hey, what was your bust your ass moment? Like, what was that person that busted your ass? And he's that game. I had 33, but that dude had 7 and 18 rebounds.
Yeah, he gonna probably.
You know what I mean? And he was bodying them, moving. He literally, I don't know if y'all saw, but he literally was like bumping them, moving them out the way so he could dunk. He said, "Get out my way, and I'm gonna dunk right now."
That's the thing about it. Like, and it's like, and I always think about every time I see Embiid, I'm like, okay, you're playing like a big man. But then I start thinking, I'm like, but you know how crazy Shaq was.
Right.
Like, do you see him and how like he's just bigger than people and how he's like dunking on everybody? Like, I'm thinking like Shaq would do it with mean intentions though. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be like I'm just gonna dunk on you. I'm gonna dunk when I want to put my knees in your chest. I'm gonna hurt you when I'm gonna dunk. I want to put this forearm on you. Right. I want these elbows. If you get hurt in the grill, you might get hit in the grill today. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you play the game as a big man, especially like. But you think about Shaq in this day and age. My gosh, Shaquille O'Neal. I don't even take Lakers Shaq. We don't even want to talk about Orlando Shaq because I think Orlando Shaq was a scary. Like,
oh yeah, he didn't know.
No, he just was just dunking on everybody, and he had more hops.
He was breaking back.
Yeah, it was just like he was too athletic.
Yeah,
like he was another way. He big and that athletic. Right. Like, at least when he went to Lakers, he was kind of like more like he dunked. He had hops, but Orlando. Penny lobbing, he was like touching the back of the backboard, like it's crazy.
Right.
So, but yeah, I like Embiid putting the statement down, and he's letting people know, it's gonna come. You have to come through me too, you're gonna have to come through me.
I like it. Let's exit the doldrums of this time of year with the NBA guys because there's playoff football going on. And there was an incredible game this weekend. Let's just start there, guys. Buffalo, Kansas City, Stat Pat. That was a great game. Wild finish.
It's
I don't even have to go for it.
Oh no, man! We just like
Buffalo.
They let them off the hook again.
Buffalo.
And it's like it doesn't matter. I mean, it's one of those matchups. It's Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes.
But Josh usually gets him
in the regular season.
Yeah.
But in money time, I think he's 0-3. A versus.
And
so it's like
this wasn't necessarily as much a Kansas City win as it was a Buffalo loss. They coughed. I mean, they coughed it up.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then I show you looking at like I'm looking at like the numbers with Josh Allen. Josh Allen went 26 for 39 for 185 yards. He pretty much had all of these completions. Only 2 went past the line of scrimmage. He did 16 passes behind the line of scrimmage. That's I mean, so he had 2 passes to sticks, past 10 yards. But 16 of those 26 passes were behind the line of scrimmage. That is not right. I mean, if you look at your quarterback shouldn't be throwing the ball 39 times, and we're scared to take shots.
What does that say?
And what he tells me,
Does that say he doesn't have time?
Well, no, he tells me that the offensive coordinator doesn't really trust him like that.
Okay.
Because you need to let him let that fly. You can't beat Kansas City with dink and dunk. Like, you need to fire on them. And you have waited all this time to have them at your house because you always had to go on the road to Kansas City to beat Kansas City, and it's almost like impossible, obviously, because it's only one team that probably did that beat them. I think it was the Bengals. Yeah. They were able to do that. But other than that, if they're in the AFC Championship, it's pretty much they're going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So the fact that you have them now in your house and you do not do it, this is an anomaly, guys. You got to give Mahomes when he's down.
You got to take that.
Yeah,
you got to take that money and run.
Yeah, and it's like same thing with Baltimore. If Baltimore does not win this game and Mahomes goes back to the Super Bowl, next year they're going to play harder in the regular season. So next year they're not going to go on the road. So this they're not going to go on the road next year. So you got to win now because the window you just open that. Like, it's just kind of like when you had that. It's kind of like the San Antonio run. They squeezed that last championship against the Heat. Like their championship window was closing. And they were able to slide up in there, and they was like, well, we have a puncher's chance, and they took their shot.
Yeah.
This is going to be, we're not going to have another chance to get a championship. We're going to take our shot against the Heat. And we took it, and they won. And the same thing with Mahomes. You got to take that shot when you have it. And I don't know if Buffalo is going to be recovered because guess who comes back? Joe Burrow and the Bengals come back next year. So it's not like you're going to have like
this was their opportunity.
This is your opportunity, Buffalo. You got to go ahead and take it. And Lamar Jackson is now back healthy. So he's not going anywhere. So it's like, all right, well, I mean, I don't know. Buffalo, I think they blew it.
But they definitely blew it.
Man, I don't know if you guys saw that Barry Sanders documentary.
Barry Sanders, yeah.
Yeah. Look, I mean, you learn. I mean, it's one of those things where if you watch Barry Sanders, shout out to Netflix, and watch it, you understand like the culture of like Detroit, right? And you understand why he's just quick because you're like, look, we ain't never gonna win anyway. I love what Dan Campbell brings to like Detroit. Like, I love the mentality that he has. Like, they always had that underdog mentality, but you always felt like they believed that they could win. And now they're over in a situation where it's David and Goliath right now because you got listen, Brock Purdy. I love Mr. Insignificant, Mr. Irrelevant. He's a great game manager, but man, when you got McCaffrey, and then Deebo Samuel didn't play last game when they arrested him, so that way he could play this game. Man, like and Ayuk and Kittle. Look, man, it's gonna be a tough battle, but I kind of like the whole storyline. I'm more, my Raiders aren't in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm liking the storyline with Detroit. Kind of just the underdog team. Like, they should never even gotten as far to kind of go and do something. But yeah. So it's just, and then Jared Goff.
I mean,
what I mean?
Like, see what he got.
The big redemption game against the Rams was it.
And I think he's played against the 49ers. It's not like he's not familiar with the 49ers. He played against them before. He understands who they are. Now, he just has them on a team. He's not with the Rams, but he used to play the 49ers 2 times a year. One thing about that game, about the Green Bay and also the San Francisco, it just came down to one team made plays, the other team didn't make the plays.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Finished
like
21-24.
There were
49ers.
2 times where Purdy stat sheet does not supposed to look the way it did. It literally does not have not one pick on it, and he threw 2 pick sixes that literally was not taken to the house. Like, they were like in their hands. It was like pick six. You don't make those plays, you lose the game. Now, what happened? Okay, that the 49ers needed a turnover. They were on the ropes. They were down by 7, and Green Bay had the ball looking to go up by 14 points, or at least 10 points. Really trying to go and put their imprint on the game. What happened? Love throws a pick. They took it, and they scored a touchdown. this is what you know what I'm saying. Like you need to. Oh, no, actually, they scored a field goal on that, but they got points off the turnovers. They got themselves back in the game based upon the Green Bay Packers messing up. They didn't make the plays when they had their opportunities. 49ers did. And though that's the difference. That's the difference. And that's a championship quality kind of team. It didn't matter that Purdy didn't have his best game. It's because the defense held him up. Now, though, it's going to be a little bit different. You know, I mean, David and Goliath is a good analogy. However, when you talk about the weapons that Detroit has, they have a lot better weapons than the Green Bay Packers. First of all, you're not playing a rookie, like not a rookie, but a first-year starter, and and Romeo Dobbs and Vontaze Scantling. You're not playing those players. You got now Amon-Ra St. Brown that literally got over 114 catches this year. You got Jahmyr Gibbs with a good running back. Not saying that that Aaron Jones is not good. Aaron Jones is good. It's just now I got Reynolds as well too. I got a nice good 1-2 punch. Not to mention also. So you got Laporta, a tight end. Like it's not going to be an easy game. For the 49ers. The 49ers should win. They should win. But I think they're going to have more, and I think the Detroit defense is better. Now, of course, that's we don't know because Detroit played against Tampa Bay and they played against Baker Mayfield. I mean, so we don't know how good that defense is until they play actually as somebody that can scheme them out the game. And that's what San Francisco can do, because literally scheme people out the game with their running game, with Debo, with McCaffrey, having Ayuk, then being able to sprinkle and kill here and there. Like they have an offense that you have to deal with, and it's a ball control offense. So if they're up by 7 points, 10 points in the game, they're going to control that clock. So it's going to be tough but it's going to be a good game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mr. Money Mike, did you happen to catch the Texans and the Ravens at all?
I did. I mean, I think
that game finished 34-10. Ravens, of course.
Listen, I gotta tell you, man. Look, I every time I look at Lamar Jackson, I think about the day he got drafted, and I think about the days coming up to that where he was a Heisman Trophy winner, and they were like, oh, he should be a receiver. Oh, he should be a running back. Like they kept discrediting him as a quarterback, and I mean it's something unfortunately. The narrative only happens to, like if we say it, you look at it historically. Anytime it's an African American player, they always try to change positions. And they made it where like it was almost like it was systematic where they made him the last pick of the draft. I'm not the pick of the draft, the last quarterback taken off the board. That was supposed to be drafted, right? So he was bypassed by all these players. But what I love about that was they asked him, Deion Sanders, he was, before he was coaching, he was asking, coming to, he said, what they going to get? He said, they got a winner, and they going to get a Super Bowl. Like, he said that in his conference, in his conference. And and I was like, and then he came out, man, and literally rookie season balled out. Like, he didn't get rookie. He got MVP the first year, right? Like, he literally just, like, balled out. And then they didn't want to pay him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He got hurt or whatever. They were trying to, like, undercut him. Everybody was getting these, $200-300 million contracts. And they didn't want to pay him. But he was the one that was leading the team. And then it was like, but he held out. They didn't even know even if he was going to come back and beat on the Ravens. Like, that's how much the talk was. They finally decided they gave him his money, gave him what he wanted, and he's going to get the MVP again. Like, so he is, you want to root for him because he is an MVP of the league, about to be 2-time. Like, he's proven himself over and over and over again. And all the naysayers, when he said, listen, I love any player that's going to tell you, hey, they got me, we're gonna win a championship. They got me, they're going to dog. And he's proving it, and he's backing it up, man. Like, that just hypes me up, man.
I love it.
It hypes me up.
Yeah, one thing about, the Lamar Jackson, what I love about it is You have Lamar Jackson, like you said, he took the league by storm, and then he was winning, but he didn't win the way they wanted to win. And so then you have these other quarterbacks come in, and it's like Joe Burrow, and it's Justin Herbert from the Chargers, and then you have Josh Allen from the Bills, and you start hearing this like, well, these guys are now the new faces of the league, and they're gonna be. This is what we're love. These
This is
are
where the league's
quarterbacks.
going.
I'm going to take over Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson is basically dealing with some injuries over the past couple of years. Hasn't been full strength. This is his first full season where he's back to being full strength, and it's comical when you start seeing some people like Josh Allen did not have a good game because he's supposed to be the best quarterback. You're looking at Herbert that can't really.
It's all starting to crumble.
Can't get to the playoffs. He can't. He's supposed to be this great quarterback, but he can't get the Chargers in. You know what I'm saying? Like they're firing coaches left and right because everybody can't get Herbert to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And here's Lamar Jackson just trudging along and doing his thing. One thing that he has to be happy with, he's got to be blessed that he got drafted by the Ravens, and the Ravens actually knew that they were going to play to his strength. Because most times, more often than not, they are going to change this quarterback, and they are going to beat him over the head with just quarterback tendencies. And how do you do it the supposed quarterback right way?
Right.
Stand in the pocket. Do not escape. Hang in there. Don't use
basically break the player
Yes.
of the habits that got him
Yes.
into the league.
Yes, literally said, okay, that would work in college, but we don't want this here in the pros.
Yeah.
And Baltimore was like, if it worked for you in college, let's see if it works for you. And we're going to tailor this whole thing to being we're going to be a running team. We're not even going to throw the ball. We're going to run the ball with him and a running back, and maybe throw it just to keep you honest. But for the most part, we're running this ball. And the quarterback play would then start to come because we're going to give him more and more on his plate.
Plus his confidence because he's doing what he's good at.
And now everyone wants a running type quarterback.
Well,
now everybody wants a Lamar Jackson.
That's always. All right, guys. Well, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to find out what your picks are for this weekend's games. Okay, you guys are locked in.
Yeah.
We got to hit up Money Mike's Out of Bounds. We got a lot more, so don't go anywhere. You're watching InfinityTV.com. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, I'm Neko Gumike with the LA Sparks, and you are watching Infinity Television.
Profanity Nation.
A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Chanel Gomike, and you're watching Infinity Television. Boom.
Shout out Infinity Television. This is Juju Watkins. See y'all.
We're going to get your picks. We'll let Pat settle in really quick. Money Mike, your picks for this weekend's games. Go.
Man, look, I definitely think Super Bowl is going to be right in alignment with the colors. Let me just say that. And we're going to say the colors are purple and red. So I'm going to go for the Ravens and the 49ers.
All right. I agree with that choice. You, Mr. Stat Pat, do you agree with the Genie?
Yeah, I think you know what?
And what is that?
You know what? I want Detroit versus the Ravens. However, what is going to be is 49ers and Mahomes.
Oh, double red.
Yeah, it's going to
be
double red.
I think Mahomes is. I think they messed up, man, and they left the door open, and it's like.
Now he's going to take
Here we go again with this.
You don't
BS.
give him a chance.
No, I mean I give him a chance. They're at home. I give Baltimore a chance. I'm just saying, like the legend.
No. What I meant is you don't give Mahomes a chance like that. To come
No,
back
you don't.
and
No,
win
you don't
a
give
game.
him a chance
and
like that.
And if you do, he's going to take it.
I think so.
He's going to make the most of it, and he's going to go.
I'm going to tell you right now. I really believe, I want Lamar to be in him so bad. I want them to just curb stomp him. But I just think that if this is a legacy type building game for Mahomes. If Mahomes now goes ahead, and you guys said I can't win on the road, I now go in there, I go on the road, I win 3 games on the way to the Super Bowl. Now, he might lose in the Super Bowl, but he's, doing a lot. It's just the narrative of him being the heir apparent. Mm-hmm. There's nobody other than, Brady and Montana is doing the things that Mahomes is doing. In the league, in history. You could talk about Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was good, but Peyton Manning wasn't going in, in the AFC Championship 6 years in a row.
Dynasties.
But the only reason why is because to be fair to Peyton Manning, he's playing at the same time Brady is.
Yeah.
So to be fair, if there was no Brady,
there are many
he would be
players playing when Jordan was.
Right. You know what I'm saying? To be fair,
that didn't
they
get
just
any flowers.
Just got to get in when you can get in.
Yeah.
Elijah Wan.
Yeah, exactly. Stuck.
Got these 2 championships.
I'm out.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and have it.
Can't take those away.
You can't take them away.
Exactly.
I held it down.
That's
but yeah, I just think that Mahomes is just.
Okay. Do you think the NFL has any choice of what they would want in this game?
They want Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl. Why? Because have you watched the game? Have you watched a Kansas City game?
Yes.
And every time Kelsey does anything, he can catch the ball for 5 yards. Anything. There is the obligatory Taylor Swift shot.
Okay.
Every time. Okay. It doesn't matter what it is.
You know me, right? Conspiracy.
Yes,
right?
I know.
Okay. So my guess is this. I'm actually going with the colors. I'm going with Ravens and 49ers. The reason why is they've gotten what they needed from her. They don't need her for the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is the one thing that's bigger than that. That's the only thing in the NFL that's bigger than that. All the way up to here, yes, but at the Super Bowl, they don't need it.
All right, well, look, it
don't matter no more.
Let me go ahead and say this.
No matter what, once it goes to Super Bowl.
Let me go ahead and say this. Hey, it's your fault, Jeff, because this was my out of bounds.
Oh shit!
So now we're just gonna talk about it now.
But
I got it.
We're gonna leave. We're ready.
No, I got another. But I got another out of bounds.
Okay,
I want to talk about it. So, I think that the Ravens are going to. It's going to be a 12th man, and I think that 12th man definitely is the NFL as a whole. So that's. Since you brought it up, I gotta go and just give my opinion to that because I totally feel and I agree with you that they literally I had to go look at the record, right? So Taylor Swift has been to 11 KC games. Do you know what Taylor Swift's record is? 8-3. 8-3. They won 8 of them, right? And all the other 3 games were very close. Like, they weren't blowouts. So Taylor Swift game is 8-3. I went to go look for the semifinal game and try to find out where it was. I'm looking on 2, 7, 11, and it was on Peacock. And I'm like, why is the playoff game on Peacock? And then I said, oh, the only game that could be on Peacock is the Kansas City. And what did they do? They did what the wave. It was all offbeat and everything. And that was the biggest thing. And people were like, man, if I would have had Peacock, I could have saw that live. There is a marketing machine that's happening. And, man, Lamar, man, you got to go. I'm sorry. You got to go against that 12th man because that 12th man going to be tough. So that's just my opinion on that. I got another outbound. So we'll do that.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, makes great arguments.
Right.
I mean,
time will tell.
The thing is, like you said, like, they wouldn't, if we're saying that the powers that be is basically, because they don't need her to win that game. Like, unless they want somebody new to win a Super Bowl.
No, but once again, you're looking at it and you're going, the NFL now has basically a Fortune 500 conglomerate team because she's associated with it. It's good. Mm-hmm. Man, now let's get Baltimore. Let's get this guy going. Let's get this team built up. Let's do this. Let's get them in there. It just makes sense to spread the wealth. Go ahead, sir.
You know what has never been done?
What's that?
Just think about this. You know what has never been done is a player's girlfriend being a surprise guest at the halftime show.
Okay, so
I'm just saying, like,
so basically, no. I'm thinking that would be like awesome.
Not giving that up.
But if
that's his line.
But if that happened, then we know what it is. You know what it is, then. That's what I'm saying. It cannot happen because it would be so blatant, and we know she's a plant. That it wouldn't even be like, what are we doing here? Like, we're not even hiding it anymore.
Because all she got to do is
she's out there like.
All she got to do is do literally 45 seconds in the middle of another performance to come off.
She don't even have to do that. All they got to do is flash the camera to her dancing and to Usher.
Well,
but
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying. Are you telling me, like, dude? I mean, I'm not gonna say it's gonna happen. We don't know what Usher's lineup is. I'm pretty sure Usher's gonna have some surprise guest. This is Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Usher is not, in my opinion, bringing a surprise guest that is bigger than him.
Right.
You're not gonna say, "Oh yeah, dude," so that every headline is Taylor Swift.
You're gonna overshadow. You're gonna overshadow.
No, you're not. You're gonna say Usher brought on this. I mean, Drake can bring on anyone. But, Snoop Dogg is huge, but Dre birthed that. Usher's not bringing it. I could see, although I would have seen if there wasn't so much noise
they don't have a song
Puff
together,
Daddy right now, how maybe some bad boy people would have been there. But right now, even JT, JB, Justin Bieber, because they have that maybe, but there's so much.
I can see Justin. I can see
that stuff. Okay, but I don't see Taylor Swift doing it. So, but time will tell. So,
Lil Jon,
as you know, we always finish the show with a segment we call Money Mike's Out of Bounds. Money Mike's going to share his thoughts or opinions on a topic. And it's simple. He just wants to know, are those thoughts and opinions in bounds or out of bounds?
So Jeff, this is your fault.
Mike, you have the mic.
For the record, Jeff, this is your fault. I wasn't going to do this. But because you stole my out of bounds in the middle of the show, I got to come up with another one. So, hey, it's about Bronny James.
Okay.
Right? I think, that there is a zero possibility that Bronny James is a one-and-done player in the league, right? Because simply by the way he plays. But I feel that they're in the music industry, they have Jay-Z and Beyonce, and they can control an artist that goes out or sits down and gets canceled. You got LeBron James is that in the NBA. So am I out of bounds to say, because LeBron James wants to play with Bronny, that he will find a way. LeBron James will find a way to get Bronny drafted, so that way he'll be able to play with him
in 2025.
Next year. Yes.
Well, this year. No, next year.
Yeah.
Well, 2024.
No, it'd be this year's draft.
It would be
this year's draft. So I think the only way that Bronny James comes out for a one and done and gets drafted is because of the influence of LeBron James. Am I out of bounds to say that?
First?
Go.
Okay, yeah, no, you're not out of bounds, but it's not going to happen. He's definitely at least a 2-year.
He's a 4-year.
Well, at least a 2-year. But the health condition solidified that. That took the pressure off of him being one and done. That is no longer expected, regardless of what LeBron wants. It would be, with the record that he's had, with the record that USC has had, men's basketball this year, that would be an insult to the 90th player on that draft list. And that would undermine the integrity of the draft, in my opinion, as far as talent. So I don't see that happening. So you're inbounds that if that was to happen, it would only happen because of LeBron's influence.
Yeah, I would say that you're inbounds for sure. If he did get on NBA roster, if he gets picked in the first round, then you know the powers that be is the reason why that happened. It was not because of his talent. We know, and you know, now it making a lot more sense when you just made a great point. In the sense that basically that this is a wash year, and I didn't look at it like that. If we're holding them to this one and done thing, I think it did take the pressure off. I think no one's really gonna worry about, like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to go to one and done. He literally had a heart attack, cardiac arrest. So he doesn't have to do it though. So you doesn't have to do it. Dude, can you fault him? You can't fault him.
I personally don't.
You can't fault him.
You don't expect him to make it. I don't expect him to make it.
And that's a built-in.
I think he's a 4-year player, and that needs to get a degree.
Yeah, so
I think Bronny James needs to get a degree.
So now what I would be a little concerned with, or at least looking at, is okay, if he left school and decided I'm going to go into the G, and a team picks him up, they're obviously signing up for that reason. Now, that could happen if SC, remember that Bryce, right?
Yeah.
Switch schools, not good enough, switch schools. If they're not playing well and Bron does not feel that that's the place for Bronny, or Bronny's going to grow like he is, I could see him yanking him out and working his way into a G League team so that he feels he could play.
Ignite?
Maybe Ignite might take him.
He would have to go to
any G League. I think any G League team would take him to have him.
I think
if he went to a regular G League team, it would really mess with his brand. I think him going to the Ignite, where these are bona fide like NBA prospects, that are playing like they get picked from the Ignite, then I think that's where he would go, because that just doesn't it helps his brand. Him going to like the Agua Calientes,
or wherever,
something like that,
Sioux Falls, Idaho.
Yeah, Sioux Falls, whatever, Sweetwater, Texas.
As a G League season ticket holder,
yep.
I see a whole lot of players better than Bronny James.
You've seen them worse too. You've seen you've seen that level.
I've seen, but they normally don't play.
Okay, but you've seen that level.
So,
what do you guys think? What do you guys think out there?
Yo,
you guys. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Bronny James should not get drafted.
He should. No, we don't think it's going to happen. What do you guys think? Is Bronny James going to get drafted after 1 year? If he does, is it on his merit, on his skill? Is it on Bron? What do you think? Is Money Mike inbounds or out of bounds? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to follow. Be sure to subscribe. Like I said, this is the Profanity Nation podcast, Voice of the Professional Fan. We are here every Tuesday night on infanitytv.com. Check it out. Later.
Peace.